Hey, everybody, welcome to Training with Kayce. It has been a while, it has been a life, right? So, I have a lot of videos, podcasts that will be coming soon, but I took a hiatus uh, for quite a while, actually, but I'm back and I hope to present podcasts regularly like I did before. At least once a week and possibly more frequently. So, what's the occasion? Why starting now? It's time for class. It's already time for class. The people from the last class did great. They're doing great. We're still very active in the membership site, and it is such fun. We are getting everyone certified, and we're also exploring some amazing things together. So that's one of the things about SATs. It's not a static system, it's a training system. It's well established. We can teach you amazing techniques, but those techniques are constantly evolving. And wow, is it an adventure? So, what is this class? It is perception modification again. And I'll give you the pertinent details first. Then I'll give you a tip. And then at the very end, I'm going to give you a super tip as a thank you for sticking through to the end. So, first, the details of the class. The first class will start on April 30th at Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. So, how long does it go? Uh, there are two sessions, and each go for 10 weeks. All right, so there's perception modification class, and there's perception modification certification course. So the class is the prerequisite to the certification course. And if you don't recall, this is a system that prepares you for certification. It doesn't guarantee you certification. So you get your basic critical skills, knowledge, and abilities from working through these classes. And then, in addition, you have to submit videos that show that you can apply the techniques. And you also, if you want certification, will test for it. And a lot of people are kind of hesitant about that, but you really want to do this. And here's why. You learn all these things, they're so powerful, but you want to make sure you have what you need to be successful in case after case after case. Because remember, this isn't a course on, how to stop a dog from running away or how to stop a dog from running after game or how to stop a dog from being frightened, or how to get a dog to cooperate with a vet, or how to get a dog to be okay with fireworks, or how to get a dog to be okay with thunder, or how to get a dog to quit growling at people, or resource guarding, or it is the class for all of those things. All of those things. One protocol to solve all of those problems. And there's more than that. Not only do we solve problems, but we teach the dog to solve its own problems. We teach the dog to be self managing, independent of the people. Wow. Just think about that. Because in my experience, the biggest stress that many trainers have is when they take this dog that they've partnered with and they've seen it work diligently to, make itself a good pet, that it can live well with its family. And then comes the day that the trainer has to turn that dog back to the family, back to the environment where the problem was thriving and the dog wasn't, and the family wasn't. And over again, I hear trainers complaining because the owners didn't do their homework. Newsflash, guys, the owners are not dog trainers. They never wanted to be dog trainers. That's job security for us. Don't worry about the owners. Teach the dogs. Teach the dogs. We've got such amazing stories for you about how the dogs solve their own problems. And it's great. It's great. So the class, 20 weeks long total. You want to take both classes together, Perception Modification class and Perception Modification Certification course. So what's in the first class? In the first class, we're going to teach you all the tools of perception modification. We're going to teach you the 5 milestones. We're going to teach the dogs how to relax themselves. And we're going to teach them how to apply that in solving and reprogramming their triggers. Well, that's a lot. There's a lot more. In the second 10 weeks, we talk about how to set the dogs up to solve their own triggers. And it's simple once you know how to do it. I guess that's what to say, because it isn't easy for everybody. And yet, people, once they learn how to do it, will say, I don't know why I thought this was so hard. It's actually the simplest thing in the world. This is true. This is true. But remember, you come in with habits, with ideas that maybe you're going to want to loosen up a bit and take on some new ideas. And the easier it is for you to do that, the easier the class will be. But it's worth it because many, many, many trainers have shared with me that just by adding the intermediate bridge, they save 25 to 75% off their training time. I don't care what techniques they're currently using. They're reporting that they are saving a lot of time. I know that for me personally, it takes me an average of 15 hours or less to solve a major issue. And it's not just me either, because I tell you in the launch that's coming up, all about some of the amazing accomplishments of trainers. And at Wood Green Animal Shelters, they showed that dog after dog after dog corrected his problems and learned basic obedience in 15 hours or less. 15 hours or less. There were a couple of animals that took a little longer. They were given twice as much time. They may not have needed it, but they scheduled the dogs in 2 week intervals. And so if you didn't get everything done in the first 2 weeks, which was 15 hours, then you got another 2 weeks. And all the other animals got done in those other 2 weeks. These were all animals that were slated for euthanasia. And in the end, they were all successful. Amazing, really. Okay, so you want to learn to be, you want to master these things and be proficient and be able to do this, to be able to turbocharge your training and to solve all these problems. I'm going to tell you, we solve all these problems and we're not even using food. We're not using toys. We're not using e-collars. We put collars and leads on animals for safety backup when we're working outside, for example, or, if you need to contain them in a certain area inside, it's not part of the training. This is all intrinsic. The dog aligns with what we're doing, and we don't need any of these external motivators or external punishers or diminishers. If you want to learn how to do this, come on, it's time right now. Okay, I promised you I would give you a tip, and I'm going to give you two. The first is if you want to do this, start now getting your before videos. A before video is a video of the problem. You don't have to set up anything dramatic. I don't need to see a dog attacking another dog. What you want to do is document the problem, okay? Because as you know, when you're working on anything, whether it's fitness or reorganizing your office or whatever, you can't see the forest for the trees. You need an objective description of your starting point because as you change it day by day, you may or may not see the dramatic progress you're making. Make it easy on yourself. Go get your video camera, take the dog to the scene of a problem in a safe way. The dog can be looking at another dog coming, through the window. So the dog is inside and the other dog is outside, and the inside dog gets upset, gets uh, barking and frustrated and so forth. Or any variation, as long as you put safety first, then get out there and document. And don't just document one problem, take a survey. Is this dog good with children? Is this dog good with cats? Is this dog good with other dogs? How is it at the vets? Does he easily do loose lead walking? Does he get all upset about a thunderstorm? Document any and all of the issues that you see this dog presenting. Okay, so that's the first tip. That'll give you a sizable head start on, getting started with class materials because you need to submit your before videos before the rest of the magic happens. The next thing is start making sure that you can put your hands on your dog. Especially for some reason in the last 20 years, a lot of dogs aren't good at being touched. It used to be different, but many trainers have noticed that it's increasingly difficult to put your hands on the dog past the rib cage. Can you do this? If so, congratulations. But if you don't know, find out. And then start working on that with your dog so that you both feel comfortable and confident with helping your dog to relax by putting your hands on his body all over it. And in general, the dogs love this and the trainers love it too, right? It's wonderful to see a dog thrive right in front of your eyes. And body work is one of the things that helps them to thrive. Now, I promised you that I would give you a third tip. Dang it, I don't want to give you the third tip. I just suddenly realized. And here's why. You need your before video first. Get your before video, and then I'll give you the last tip I was going to give you. Because I don't want to give you something that might change things for you before you get into class. Well, I don't even mind that. I don't want you to lose your chance to document your before condition. All right, so let's see. I must be able to give you a different tip. Uh, okay, I've got one, and this is actually the best tip I could give you. But the problem is, a lot of people are not ready for it. Some of our best trainers, over and over and over again, come to me and they say, Kayce, I love SATs. I'm quoting Sylvia here, Sylvia Machaleska. I love SATs. It works so beautifully. I knew it worked beautifully. I really wanted to do this. But when you told me to do the name and explain, I didn't really believe it could work. And then all of a sudden, I saw it works. Well, Sylvia's not the only one to say that. My sister came to me and she said, I think you should teach the people differently. I think you should teach them to put their hands on their dogs first and learn to observe their dogs and to recognize when they're making the changes, so on and so forth. But why? Because it's even easier if you use name and explain. I know, she tells me, but people just will not get their mind around the name and explain thing. And it causes them to just not go forward. Okay. So we're going to start you in this class on the actual body work. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you right now that it will go faster for you if you can get your mind around the fact that your dog will understand what you're saying to him. And he's going to understand it because he's been watching you for a long time and he's figured out a lot of vocabulary and a lot of what you do. But in addition, we're going to systematically teach your dog additional vocabulary. And I say your dog. Who is this class for? This class is for you if you're a dedicated owner with a dog that you're finding difficult to live with, difficult to manage. It's actually designed for professional trainers who want to help a lot of people with these kinds of dogs. So, whichever you are, come on. We address both aspects of things. And take a listen to a couple of podcasts on name and explain and maybe practice ahead of time. Test it out. You can do it in your closet. You don't have to be out where anybody can see you. I'm going to tell you, it is magical. Okay, so that's the tip to replace the other tip that I'll give you after you send in your videos. But uh, you can send your videos in by reply to the email that I will send you if you're on my list. If you're not on my list, how to get on it? Easy. Go to Alia.com and there's a picture of me with Maureen, the sea lion, and Maureen's jumping into the water. And where is she jumping to? Right to this button that says join this or subscribe or something like that. So get on that list and you will get all the emailings for everything we do. And I'm going to be sending additional information. So I didn't want to overwhelm your email, so I don't send out very many things. And now I'm looking at it differently. I want to be a constant resource for you with your animals. Okay, SATS is a great way to live with animals. So you go to Alia.com, go underneath the sea lion picture, click that button, sign up. You'll be on the list. And then you're going to get all the emails for getting into this particular class, but you will also get notices of the podcast, notices of the videos, um, tips, different subjects that we're talking about, updates on what we're researching. And we're, heading right into a busy season right now because we're going to launch the class and it will hold on April 30th, which is a Wednesday from 1 to 3. So if you've been suffering with a problem with your dog, or if you're really eager to get these skills under your belt, you're a professional and you're ready to turbocharge your training, let's do this. And guys, I want to say two things about this. As you get older, when you train with SATs, you're still training. You're still training because you don't have to rely on physical strength. You leverage your knowledge to be very effective with these animals. So that's a huge thing. And also, you're going to turbocharge the rest of your training because as you're taking less time, then you have more time for other things and you're making more money per hour, right? Because to solve a problem for someone takes you fewer hours. So let's do it right away. Get this mastered and add it to everything you're doing. Plus, it's a great group of people and you're going to enjoy it. All right. Thank you so much for sharing some time with me. I look forward to meeting in person. Take care.